Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to our 5 weekly favorites. First up is a Netflix favorite. Carly hasn't watched this, but my boyfriend and I watched The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix maybe like 2 weekends ago. We watched all 10 episodes in one day because it was so good. We couldn't stop watching. It's about a lawyer. Well, you may have seen the original. I think it was a movie. I think it was a movie series with Matthew McConaughey. I didn't see that, but that's kind of, I think, what this is based off of. He's called the Lincoln Lawyer because he used to like meet his clients in his Lincoln car. And in this show, he has like a bunch of Lincolns that he kind of takes from case to case, and he does his work kind of in the car because he also lives in Los Angeles, I should say. So obviously he spends a lot of time in the car. He hires a driver. And she drives him from, where he needs to go, and he's kind of like working on his cases in the back seat. So that's why he's called the Lincoln Lawyer. But overall, there's like one main homicide case that takes place in this season. It is a husband that's on trial for killing his wife and her boyfriend, and it is so good. Like, it threw me for a loop. I did not see the end coming, and usually I feel like these things can be kind of predictable. And I also should mention the other storyline is that he's divorced, or at least they're separated. I think they're divorced though, from his wife, because he had a case that went south, I guess I should say. I don't want to like give too much away, but it didn't go as planned as the way he wanted it to go, and he got injured like right after that case, and then he was addicted to opioids. So he's in recovery, as is his driver, so they're kind of like a support system for each other. And I think he's trying to like win back his first wife, she works for the DA's office. And so I also love seeing like their relationship too, because they're really cute together, and I hope that they eventually end up back together. I mean, I hope there's a second season because I couldn't stop watching. It was such a good show. I feel like if you love a suspenseful show that's not scary, this is like perfect for you, because and it's not too gory. Like, parts of it were like, anytime there's like murder involved, of course, it's like kind of hard to listen to and hear about, but it wasn't overly like graphic. It's not overly scary because it's not like a serial killer type of situation. And overall, I found like the law aspect of it, and a lot of it takes place in court, to be also really interesting and seemingly very realistic. So overall, I loved it. I love the actor that plays the main character. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he did a fantastic job. Okay, I have a makeup favorite. I picked these up during the Make Beauty sale. They're new. They're the Make Beauty Serum Balm Intense, and I got the shades Nude Nova and Shock Layer. I guess I could insert swatches maybe. Yeah. But Nude Nova is like a warm toned nude. It's actually way warmer than I thought, but I really like it. And then Shock Layer is the red, and it's my favorite. I love it. These are really nice. I was really shocked by them. The packaging is bigger than I thought, but really beautiful. And they're like a gel, creamy, sort of like liquid lip balm. I don't really know how to describe it besides like the first thing I thought when I applied it was that they really were so smooth and cushiony and nourishing, but they felt gel-like to me. Like, no one has really talked about that, but I wouldn't describe it as like a cream-based product or like something like a creamy liquid lipstick. Like, these do feel like they have some sort of like gelling cushion. And then the pigment is pretty intense, but you can kind of like thin it out with your finger, and the pigment does last and like wear off really even, which I really like. Wear off really even, unlike some sort of tinted products that sort of wear off uneven. I just think they're the perfect summer lip product, because if you like a sheer lip, I don't think you would like these because, like I said, they are pigmented. But I, in the summer, prefer like a more bolder lip. Like, I don't always like a nude lip. Like, I love like basically having like no makeup on my face and putting like a red lip on. So that's why I like really love this red. But they actually feel like they hydrate my lips, which really shocked me. But I feel like instead of reaching for lip balm this week, I've been reaching for these and putting them on just to have my lips feel like they're cushioned and nourished. And I'm just really surprised that they like actually feel like they're doing something instead of just being like a color product. So I was really happy to pick these up. I really like them. But if you have to pick one out of the two, I think Nude Nova seems like a really popular shade, but Shock Layer, if you're a red girl like we are, it's really good. It's so pretty. Okay, next up, this is really random. I brought this in from the kitchen, but we got this new fruit bowl. It was an online only item on Target, but we needed a new one, and this was the only one I felt like was cute, and I think it was only like $18. It's just this like black wired fruit bowl, but look at how big this is. I mean, we just went grocery shopping, so this is like usually what we buy throughout the week. If you're curious about that too, we put avocados, onion and tomato on our wraps for lunch, and we bought limes for fish tacos and then apples. So this is,
and garlic for the pasta we made last night.
Yeah, so it fits so much stuff, which is perfect because it's kind of like we, you know, load it up when we do grocery shopping, and then everything fits and you're not like looking or like digging for things. So I wanted to mention it because it's a really good quality bowl as well. Okay. Then a Trader Joe's find. Shout out to our best friend Alyssa for telling us to get these because we actually probably wouldn't have picked them up.
Yeah.
If she didn't say how good they were. They're the strawberry lemonade JoJo's, and they don't really taste strawberry lemonade-y.
I think they taste strawberry.
Yeah, way more strawberry than lemon.
They taste like Fruity Pebbles to me.
And to me, they taste like those strawberry wafer cookies that are like, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're like those pink wafers with the pink cream on the inside, which we were obsessed with as kids. And
I mean, I still would eat those now.
Yeah,
those
they're
are amazing.
so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. And they taste like those to me, and they're literally so good. And we were really surprised because it's Trader Joe's in their flavors. Like, yeah, it says on the side, the filling has like bits of strawberry, and then the wafers are the lemon. And I do think that, like, the wafers are like vanilla with a little bit of lemon. Yeah. And the strawberry filling is so authentic.
Yeah.
And, like, none of it tastes artificial.
Yeah, it tastes like a strawberry.
So I think when I first read this, I thought like, oh, that sounds like it's going to taste artificial and
exactly.
sweet. And so they don't. It's literally like pure strawberry.
They're the best
lemon.
JoJo's, I think.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I love the peppermint chocolate ones, but I think these
those
might be
are
better.
so good.
I don't know. They're
Get
amazing,
them.
you guys.
Get them.
Okay, last up is a book that I read. I finished it this week. And I don't know if it's going to make it into my monthly favorites, so I just wanted to mention it here. It's called The Home Wreckers by Mary Kay Andrews, and it's her new release. I rented it from the library like shortly after it was released, and I feel really dumb because Carly said she knew what it was about.
Yes, it's in the synopsis.
I really thought that it was just about this girl that renovates homes, does flips in the South, in Savannah, I think, I want to say. And then she's like approached to do a TV show, and it's kind of about like her doing this flip with this guy in a TV show. But there was a huge twist involved. They basically find, I don't think this is giving it away, is it giving it away? They like,
no, I think that's not giving it away.
Okay, they find, well, I'll just say the first thing they find. They find a wallet in the wall of the home when they're knocking down the wall that belongs to a woman that went missing 17 years prior. So then this turns into like a cold case investigation. So they get like an agent in there to reopen the case. They start to like dig deeper into this woman's past to try to figure out what happened to her because they never caught her killer. And they're hoping that like as they renovate, maybe more clues will come about, and they do. And it was just like a huge twist, and it was kind of everything I love in a book. Like, I love the suspenseful nature of this case that they're trying to solve while simultaneously like renovating this house. And I feel like the way they describe the house, like I could actually picture it in my mind. And I love like before and afters and renovation shows. And so I really loved the idea of like fixing up an old house in Savannah. It's like on a body of water, and it just like I could visualize it really easily. So I really love that aspect. I like Mary Kay Andrews' books that I've read. I find that they draw me in really well, and I'm like hooked kind of throughout the whole thing, the ones that I've read at least. I mean, she's written like so many books. So I'm sure there are some duds in there, but I've enjoyed her writing. And so I wanted to mention it because if you like those kinds of books and like the kind of like two parts, it's like two different storylines, but they, you know, mesh really well together. I think you'd really enjoy it. A good summer read.
Okay, I'm going to quickly mention my book I read this week because I didn't know we could like put these in our weekly favorites.
Oh, well, I mean, I just didn't know if I was going to get this in monthly.
This isn't going to go on my monthly either, so might as well mention it.
It's the new Christina Lauren book, and typically her books are like, their books are, well, I guess besides Love in Other Words, what ones have we read? I've read, she's the one, oh no, wait. Okay, well, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren is like both of one of our like all-time favorites. Yeah. So the bar's pretty high. And this new book was just so different. So different.
than Love and Other Words.
Oh, the On Honeymooners, but I gave that 3 stars.
I did too, but I actually did like the On Honeymooners more than this one.
Yeah, but Love and Other Words was really good.
Like a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I originally gave it 4 and I went back to give it 5 because I think that
I do want to watch.
It's worthy.
Listen, what am I saying? Read. I'm hungry. I do want to watch. Like, oh my gosh, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Date, and I've always wanted to read that.
Same. So this one, they said they admitted. So the authors are like Christina and Lauren. Sorry, this is probably confusing, but that's what I'm saying. They.
Yeah.
But they admitted that this was like pretty off the wall for them because they said they wanted a fun book after like the. Wait, she did the soulmate equation.
Yeah.
And that is like one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
I love the soulmate equation and the half nightstand. Both of those are like so good.
Yeah,
and
me
Love
too.
In Other Words. So
yeah, we've read a lot of books.
We've read a lot of books from them, and we typically like they're like 4 or 5 stars from us.
Yeah.
This was a 3 for me because they admitted that they wanted to make something
then
really.
Why is it in your 5 weekly favorites?
Because I think it's worth the read because of how unique this is. I like was not expecting this, kind of like yours.
Okay, yeah, huge.
So this week in favorites, unique reads. So this is called Something Wilder, and it's about, so it's a love story, like as typical Christina Lauren books are. But this girl Lily comes from this man Duke, who like is this like modern cowboy, and he owns this ranch and is always going on like treasure hunts, like actual treasure hunts, like looking for Butch Cassidy's treasure.
What?
Yes. And so it starts off with like her love story with this man, this boy Leo that works on the ranch, and then it sort of like fast forwards 10 years into, which is actually really common in her books, I feel, with the whole like Love and Other Words, that like the like long lost lovers trope.
Yeah.
And you find out that like Leo had left her like shortly after, and he said he was going to stay there and they were like going to be together forever. They were young. He was like 20 and she was like 18. And then you find out that Lily like lost the ranch, and then eventually you find out, which this isn't spoiling it, but her dad had passed away, and you kind of like get a backstory into why he never came back, like something tragic happened to him as well. But they all reunite because she's doing these like treasure hunt tours like in the middle of Utah, and he does guys trips every year, and his friend chooses her like ranch to like go do this tour as like their guy trip, not knowing that she was like his long lost lover.
Yeah, of course.
At first I was like, oh, I like where this is going, like they're gonna reconnect, and I don't want to get too in detail, but it ends up going on this like wild treasure hunt. There's death involved, there's like lots that happens. It's like pretty crazy, and so like it just really surprised me because I thought it was going to be like, again, like a long lost lovers trope and they were going to reconnect, and that is obviously like the main storyline, but it's like crazy what happens. And if you like, this honestly reminded me so much of Holes, the movie.
What a classic.
I know. If you like Holes, if you were a fan of that movie when you were a kid like us, a lot of the like things that like I just pictured Holes, like that desert, and like how they were like searching for that treasure, and I just like those scenes were just like shot into my head as I was reading this book, and it made me laugh, and it did make me smile. They said they wanted it to be fun, but like I said, there's death involved in this, like that really shocked me. So it was just a really surprising read. I have never read a book like this that was like Wild West themed, but also a love story. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So while I don't think it's going to make it into my monthly favorites, I think it's worth the read because it was so like unique.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this weekly favorites. We hope you had a great week and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.